Good day, and how is everyone today? This is BAM.Bēē, how to buy smart new construction homes. With our topic today, 9 things to think about, the top 9 things to think about when buying a home with a dog. This show is brought to you by PCF Home. Durable, elegant, comfortable. As you can see, the Joshua tree is in the background. Let me rephrase. Forgot I actually had the audio off. We're going to look at the top 9 things to think about today when buying a home with a dog. The top 9 things to think about when buying a home with a dog. And we're looking at the Joshua tree in the background. I've got the joy, 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 joy down in my heart. Down in my heart. Down in my heart, I've got the joy, 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 joy down in my heart. Down in my heart today, I've got the joy, 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 joy down in my heart. Down in my heart. Down in my heart, I've got the joy, 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 joy down in my heart. Down in my heart to stay. Let's see. And for today, how much is that doggy in the window? The one with the waggly tail. How much is that doggy in the window? I do hope that doggy's for sale. I must take a trip to California and leave my poor sweetheart alone. If she has a dog, she won't be lonesome, and the doggy will have a good home. How much is that doggy in the window? The one with the waggly tail. How much is that doggy in the window? I do hope that doggy's for sale. Thank you so much for tuning in to the BAM.Bēē How to Buy Smart New Construction Home show. And as I mentioned before, we're looking at the top 9 things to think about when buying a home with a dog. First, we will go over our classic 9 steps. The first step is, of course, show me the money. And I still say, I love all people. So when you show me the money, you're able to actually speak directly to the ear of who has the product that you're actually looking to purchase. Because now that you know how much money you have, because you showed the money, show me the money. Yeah, because you showed them the money. Whether it be cash, where you literally have money stacked up and someone verifying, or if you have a verification of funds from a bank, or if you have your money in a form of currency, or even if you have your money in a form of liquid currency, like you might have a collector's item, a collector's coin that you could actually literally trade for the whatever you're looking to purchase as far as a home. You, of course, would have to be able to convert it to cash to be able to trade for that, unless that person that you're actually purchasing from would be willing to trade. So, and if you have a mortgage, you want a mortgage commitment, whatever you need to do to get a mortgage commitment, you ask your loan officer. Because if you go to the route of actually getting a loan officer and knowing who you're working with before you go look at the home, that means you're not waiting. Imagine you have found the perfect home, and unfortunately, because you don't know exactly how much money you're with, because you're working with, because you didn't ask someone to show the money, you can't buy it. And it might have been the perfect new construction home. Imagine this. Imagine that you happen to come across PCF Home and they had a situation where a investor had bought and built 2 homes and needed to literally sell something quick. And because of that, if you actually had the money available, you'd be able to grab that unbelievable deal. But because you do not know how much money you're working with, you have to go talk to your loan officer and then hope in hopes that you can get your money cleared in time for a time of closing or when you might want to close. Otherwise, someone else who actually did do their homework and have their mortgage commitment would be first in line if they came to us with in a situation like that. So what is the next step? The next step you would have is you have your lot. So if you have your lot, that means you have to figure out what kind of home you're going to put on the lot. Now, this is where you figure out all your dreams, whether you want to walk up and down the stairs or you don't want to walk up down the stairs. Do you want a basement? Do you want an indoor pool, outdoor pool? Do you want a gym indoors? Do you want a yoga studio indoors, a sauna studio indoors, an office? Do you want a playroom for the children? Do you want an area like, oh my gosh, these homes I've seen with the actual waterfall running through the actual property, and we can create that. So whatever you would like, you can actually create. Remember, this is your dream opportunity. You're not going to buy a home from someone else. You're creating a home from your dreams. One of my dreams is, in fact, I don't know how many of you actually remember that classic Bugs Bunny and Elmer Fudd cartoon. And the words were, if you remember it really well, my name is Elmer J. Fudd. I'm a millionaire. I have a mansion and a yacht. My name is Elmer J. Fudd. I'm a millionaire. I have a mansion and a yacht. Well, if you remember correctly, he had a river running through his house. So you can have that. And then if you want to think back to those that remember, the sun will come out tomorrow. Bet your bottom dollar that tomorrow there'll be sun. And Annie, uh, Daddy Warbucks, actually had a home with a swimming pool inside of his home. So you dream, and your dreams can come true when you're building your own home. So you think about all the dreams. Do you want an indoor garden? Maybe you want an actual tree inside your home. I remember when I was a kid, I don't know. I think I must have literally, it's amazing how many people you know when you're a kid and you forget the people you know. And these folks had a house, and it was so cool because you would walk in the front door and it was still like outside, and they had this beautiful tree. And then you walk past the tree and you walked into their home. It was so gorgeous. Totally gorgeous home. So this is all about you making your dreams come true. Do you need an open floor plan? After my hit and run accident, because I am a hit and run warrior, I chose to move forward in life instead of giving up, and found a way that I could still assist people with having a better tomorrow. One of the things I found out is that I can still have my dreams, and you can too. So inside of a house plan, I need a home that has to be open because of, after my accident, I sometimes, the arm that was elbow spun around backwards, it is sort of loose, and sometimes it gets caught up on things. I might forget and walk past the door, and the normal gait of how my arm normally would hang from, like, we'll just say, if you happen to lift weights, you'll understand this. The way the arms hang inward, sort of the not actually flexing, but however, it's still a more hang inward. My arm hangs a little bit more loose now. So, if I'm in a home with a tight floor plan, it's uncomfortable for me because I might walk past a door and hit my arm. So I need a home with open doorways and open floor plan. All these types of things that you want to think about. Do you want a garden outside? Do you want the really cool thing where your home is sort of sitting up a little bit and you have the wood chips all around, or the decorative rock all around? Or you might not even have an actual yard. You might actually have created it as a granite rock walk, or you can do whatever you want. It's your home. This is your dream. How you say, oh, this is your Whopper. You make it how you want it. So this is how you make your house. So now you think about, if you had the house, now you want to think about the actual lot. So also, if you're thinking about the house, or the house to go on a lot, you have to make sure the house fits the lot. So let's say your lot was 70 by 125. So if your lot is 70 by 125, you want to give yourself 15 feet of setback on the sides total, or depending in the county you're um, in Charlotte County and in Michigan, the setbacks are 15 feet on the sides, linear. So that means you have to have a total of 15 feet. So that would mean your home would need to be 55 feet or less, so that you will have ample square footage for yourself and your lot and your home. And also to be mindful, if you want an area to actually park where you want to park your vehicle. if you want your vehicle in front or behind. Like, for example, the Joshua Tree is an amazingly beautiful home for any lot. It does not have a garage. However, we can create one for you. So you have to think of these types of things when you're actually situating the house as far as the side setbacks. Then the front and the rear setbacks. For the front in Michigan and in Florida or in Charlotte County, the front setbacks are 20 feet and the rear setback is 25 feet, giving you a total of 45 feet away from the 125 of your front and back setbacks. So that will leave you a 45 minus 125 will leave you 80 additional feet allowed for the size of your home. With this all in mind, you know what size of home you can buy. So that means your home would have to be 55 by 80 minimum, I mean maximum, as far as area to support the actual home on a lot. Then most lots in most counties have a stipulation of the home has to be 40% the square footage or the actual lot. So 70 by 125 is actually 77.5, 72, 14. Let's see. So that's 8. So 7,000. 40% of 7,000. Oh, of 120. Oh, 40% of 125 is 5,000 square feet. So you could have a home that was 5,000 square feet. Now, 65 by 80 is just about 5,000 square feet. It might be a little over. Let me do the numbers. Yes, it's actually 5,200. So you would have to go a little bit smaller than 60, than 55. No. I said 55. 55 times 80. Ah, that's 4,400. So yeah, that actually works out perfectly. So it actually works out for the numbers, works out perfectly for the numbers. So that's what you look at. Then you're thinking about if you're buying your lot and you already have, I mean, now you need to think about buying your lot. So you have your home size of 55 by 80. Now or a possible 55 by 80 that you want for your home. Now you need to find your lot, which means your lot would have to be a minimum size of 70 for your side width, and your depth of the lot would have to be a minimum of 125 to place that home on that lot. And also with picking the lot, we talk about the fuse. FEMA, you could always contact me for these: FEMA, electrical, water, sewage, or septic, and survey. Fuse, FEWSS. FEMA lets you know where the house lies in the FEMA flood zone, which means whether or not you might be able to get insurance. Electrical lets you know if the house has, I mean, if your lot has electricity access. We do have, as one of our subcontractors, an excellent solar contractor where you can have standalone, or we can create it where you will operate off a generator, or you tie into a main line. Water, are you on or near a water line where you can actually tie into the water line, or does a well need to be dug? Septic sewer, are you near a septic sewer line where it can be connected, or does a actual septic tank need to be dug? Survey, what are you allowed to build on your lot? Is it a buildable lot? What is it zoned for? what is the consistency of the soils on the lot. These are all important factors. Also, next, we're thinking about what agent are we working with? Oh, I almost forgot. You want to, oh, great part about all what I just said, it actually takes you to your agent. Now that you know all that, in speaking to the agent, you can find out the great thing of what agent you want to work with. And you'll find that out by talking to different people. And after talking to these people, they'll tell you because they'll be able to tell you about the lot you have in mind. If you actually put earnest money down on the lot, you're protected. Otherwise, you are basically attempting to look at the lot without any security. And you need to actually, one of the great part about having an agent is that you know that your lot is possibly secure if you put earnest money down on it and how to properly write it up. There are ways you can write up a lot where you don't have to put earnest money down, no, but however, have a short period of time to actually review the lot. Your next step you're looking at is who is going to build the house. If you're looking at possibly working with us, you know the house foundation. Oh, let's call a client. Just a moment, please. Hello, Miss Brown, ma'am. How are you? Good. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. I will call you back momentarily. I'm actually on my live show right now. I will call you back. Bye bye. Yes. So right now we were on. Oh, if you're working with us, you know after the foundation is actually poured and permitting, then your home will be complete within 45 days. And you also know that if you ask us what our windbreaker is, or you like ask you what is your wind of when storms and things do come, you have somewhere that you can feel comfortable, such as in the Joshua